Alright, do you remember where we stopped last session? Can you still remember the mention? So, in the last session, I have spoken about how Charlie right now is becoming to deteriorate. His brain is deteriorating right now, and he's losing his smartness, and he's losing it very, very fast. Consequently, he started right away to just start by the most important thing, which is conducting the research on the problem, and he named it Algernon Charlie effect. And while doing so, he started to find the fault with his case along with Charlie. Uh, and unfortunately, Algernon died. And once he died, he started to cry. He didn't just cry for himself, but he cried for both Algernon and himself. And later, once he started to forget everything and started to become dumb once again, he did not like that. And he just said, no, please, not that again. I really don't want to become dumb once again. And of course, during the deterioration process, he started to forget everything, and a lot of things are to be forgotten by him. And he even didn't remember how to speak German or French or Latin or any other language. And he started right away to use very simple words and started to uh, mispronounce some other words and didn't use the grammatical punctuation correctly and to the end of the line. So we will start by July 14th and what happened in it. Thamer, can you read please?
Okay, what paragraph?
209.
Okay. It's Sunday again. I don't have anything to do to keep me busy now because my television set is broke and I don't have any money to get it fixed. I think I lost this month's check from the lab. I don't remember. I get awful headaches and as, aspirin doesn't help me much. Mrs. Flynn knows I'm really sick and she feels very sorry for me. She's a wonderful woman whenever someone is sick.
Alright, so now he is telling us about one problem he's suffering right now, which is the television set is broken and yet he doesn't have any money. Consequently, he will think about going back to work again because he thinks that he missed this month a check from the laboratory, or perhaps they did not send it. On July 22nd, Hussein, can you read?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Miss Flynn called a strange doctor to see me. She was afraid I was going to die. I told her I was too sick and that I only forget sometimes. He asked me, did I have any friends or relatives? And I said, no, I don't have any. I told him I had a friend called Algernon once, but he was a mouse and we used to run races together. He looked at me kind of funny, like he thought I was crazy.
Continue, please. He smiled.
He smiled when I told him I used to be a genius. He talked to me as I was a baby and he winked at Miss Flynn. I got mad and chased him out because he was making fun of me the way they all used.
So once again, now Charlie is becoming so sensitive. Right now, he's becoming so tired. So Miss Flynn took him to the doctor. The doctor, he just asked him about his relatives, his friends, and all the people that might help him in this situation. Unfortunately, he had none, or he could not think of any but Albert. He called him about Algernon, and that Algernon was a mouse, and that they used to have races together and run across the maze. Of course, the doctor thought that he was crazy. Come on, what are you saying? Having a race with a mouse? With a mouse? Yeah, that's not appropriate actually for a grown man. And even more, he told him that he used to be a genius. Really? You're a genius? Then what happened? Okay, perhaps when I was baby, I had winged also. So just making fun of him, and that made Charlie very, very angry and mad right now because it reminded him of how people used to treat him long before the operation. July 24th. If you can see, all the situations are being declined right now. Everything is the same from July 14th, July 22nd, July 24th. They all are telling us about the agony he is living and the suffering that he's living right now. Muhammad Al-Watabi, 213.
Teacher, did you call me?
Yes, paragraph 213.
Okay. I have no more money, and Mr. Lion says I got to go to work somewhere and pay the rent because I haven't paid for over 2 months. I don't know any work, but the job I used to have at Donkeys Plastic Box Company, I don't want to go back there because they all knew me when I was smart, and maybe they'll laugh at me, but I don't know what else to do to get money.
So, simply here we come to the problem, which is you are getting ill and sick, and you don't have money, and you don't even pay for your rent, and the lab stopped sending you checks. Consequently, you need to get to work. And where can I work? I don't know anything. And right now, I have lost my all smartness and intelligence. What can I do? So, why not going back to Donegan's plastic company? I have already worked there before the operation. Yet, there is one problem, which is everyone there have known me while being smart. And if I went right now, they will laugh at me once again. And I really don't want that to happen because I was smart. I needed to be smart in order to be friends with them. But after becoming smart, they just laughed at me. And right now, I have lost my smartness. So they will laugh again. And I really don't want that to happen. In July 25th, Khalid Al Khalifa. Who's Faisal ibn al-Anzi? This guy is out of our organization. Faisal ibn al-Anzi, hello? Are you in the class?
I think this teacher was Sama Faisal.
Usama, you have to log out from this account and use the new account. Old accounts are not allowed anymore. So you have to go out and join the new one. And once again, guys, if anyone trying to log in via the old account, to not allow him to enter. It's the school's regulation, okay? So he just need to use the new account. So let's continue. Who will read? Okay. Zuhair, do you
Can I
have
read, teacher? Al
okay.
Khalifa.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Zuhair,
July 25. I was looking at some of my old progress reports, and it's very funny, but I can't read what I wrote. I can make out some of the words, but they don't make sense. Miss
all right.
Kenny,
So once again, in this paragraph, he's telling us about the agony he is living right now. Right now, he's looking at some of his old progress reports, those ones that he used to write while he was a genius. Yet, unfortunately, he cannot understand any of them. He cannot even read them, and it makes us sad, actually, guys, because you Do you know there's a proverb that says it's easy to get to the summit, but the hard thing is to stay there. So it's pretty easy to become a successful guy, to become the first on your class. But the hard thing is to keep doing so. So he had reached the geniusness or the greatestness he wanted, but unfortunately he could not keep that. Continue, Khalid, please.
Jane came to the door, but I said, "Go away. I don't want to see you." She cried, and I cried too, but I wouldn't let her in because I didn't want her to laugh at me. I told her I didn't like her anymore. I told her I didn't want to be smart anymore. That's not true. I still love her and I still want to be smart. But I had to say that so she'd go away. She gave she gave Mrs. Flynn money to pay the rent. I don't want that. I got to get a job.
So, once again, here we're speaking about how passionate he's becoming, how just tired and how sick he's becoming. Miss Kenyon, his love is coming to visit him, yet he refused to let her in because once again he didn't want her to laugh at him. See, guys, that's the whole of the agony of the story. Bulliness. All the people were bullying him, were laughing at him, and for that he went to the operation. And now, after he's losing his smartness, he's afraid right now from being bullied again. So, bullying is prohibited. Do not even think of laughing at someone, even if you are thinking that, come on, we're just laughing, we are having some good time, etc. But it's very, very bad. Do not ever think of doing this. It's prohibited. In our religion, it's prohibited. So his whole agony is centered around that people are laughing at him. So I told her I didn't want her anymore. I don't
Teacher,
want to be smart anymore. Yes,
I have a question.
yes, Tama.
Just give me a second. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, what's your question?
Oh my, okay, I forgot. Wow. Okay, nothing.
Okay, it happens. Once you remember it, just write it down and ask me at the end of the session. So, once
Okay.
again, the whole agony is centered around that people are laughing at him, and he really hated that. So he just told her love, Miss Kenyon, that he doesn't want to see her, and he even told her that he doesn't want to be smart. Of course, he was lying because he really likes her and he loves her and he wants to be smart. So she just gave money for Miss Kenyon and just moved. Please, please let me not forget how to read and write. So he just doesn't want even to lose this gift of reading and writing because right now it's his only pleasure. He does nothing but writing and trying to read his previous progress report. And July 27th, all right, Zuhair,
Yes, teacher. Okay. Do we read 218?
July 27th.
Okay, July 27. Mr. Dunnigan was very nice when I came back and asked him for my old job of a janitor. First he was very suspicious, but I told him what happened to me and he looked very sad and put his hands on my shoulder and said, Charlie Gordon, you got guts. Do I read 28 too?
All right, so once he went back to the factory and told the factory owner about his agony and the problem that happened to him, and that he has already lost his smartness, the man felt sorry for him and called him, "You are brave. You got guts, meaning that you are brave." Okay, continue, please. Continue, Zahir.
Okay. Everybody looked at me when I came downstairs and started working on the toilet, sweeping it like I used to do. I told myself, Charlie, if they make fun of you, don't get sore because you remember you're not so smart as you once thought they were. And besides, they were once your friends. If they laughed at you too, that doesn't mean anything because they liked you too.
Alright, so he's trying just to convince himself about the new situation, that he has lost his smartness, and step by step he's going back to his old life. So even though people might laugh at him, you just need to accept that, because after all, they were your friends, or supposedly they were your friends, and you can just let them laugh. Next, one of the men. One of the new men who came to work there afterward went away, made a nasty crack. He said, "Hey, Charlie, I hear you're a very smart fella, a real quiz kid. Say something intelligent." I really felt bad, but Joe Carp came over and grabbed him by the shirt and said, "Leave him alone, or I'll break your neck." I didn't expect Joe to take my part, so I guess he really was my friend. So, simply, guys, now we become to feel how other people started to just sympathy him, how they started to feel sad for him, right? Do you know when you hate someone, when someone is a very bad kid, and you really, really hate him, but you know that this boy is sick, so just like that, you just forget all of your hatred to him, and you just try to sympathy him, try to visit him, to ask if he needs anything, and even though you hate him, but in his situation right now, for being very sick, you just by your nature stands by him. So here, once the new kid tried to make fun of him, his old friends, Joe Carp, came to stand by his side and started threatening the other boy. So he was really liking him. Later, of course, Frank Rayleigh himself came over and said, "Charlie, if anybody bothers you or tries even to take advantage, you call me. You directly call me or Joe, and we will set him straight," meaning that we will kick him. Okay? And I said, "Thanks, Frank," and I got choked up, so I had to turn around and go into the sloppy room so he would not see me cry. It's good to have friends. So sometimes when you are in a very deep situation, in a very bad situation, always remember that there are some friends, those who can help you. And it's okay to cry sometimes, but always know that those friends are meant to stand by you. So have nothing to worry about. July 28th. I did a dumb thing today. I forgot I wasn't in Miss Kenyon's class at the adult center anymore, like I used to be. I went in and sat down in my old seat in the back of the room, and she looked at me funny and said, "Charles." I didn't remember she ever called me that before, only Charlie. So I said, "Hello, Miss Kenyon, I'm ready for my lesson today," and he's starting to lose the ability to write correctly. "I'm ready for my lesson today. Only I lost my reader that we was using." She started to cry and ran out of the room, and everybody looked at me, and I saw they wasn't the same people. Wasn't Fort wrong, and people again is wrong, who used to be in my class. So then all of a sudden I remembered something about the operation and me getting smart, and I said, "Holy smoke, I really pulled a Charlie Gordon that time." So he's making fun of himself right now. I went away before she come back to the room. I'm going someplace where nobody knows where Charlie that we'll see right now. That's why I'm going away from New York for good. I don't want to do nothing like that again. I don't want Miss Kenyon to feel sorry for me once again. Everybody feels sorry at the factory, and I don't want that either. So I'm going somewhere where nobody knows Charlie Jordan was once a genius, and now he can't even read a book or write good. So that's the paragraph here. And that's he right now after he lost his smartness. Just see now the look in him. He looked really, really under the whip. So last but not least, I'm taking a couple of books along, and even if I can't read them, I'll practice hard, and maybe I won't forget everything I learned. If I try really hard, maybe I'll be a little bit smarter than I was before the operation. I got my rabbit foot and my lucky penny, and maybe they will help me. If you ever read this, Miss Kenyon, don't be sorry for me. I'm glad I got a second chance to be smart because I learned a lot of things that I never even knew were in this world. I'm grateful that I saw it all for a little bit. I don't know why I'm done again or what I did wrong. Maybe it's because I didn't try hard enough. Yet, if I try and practice very hard, maybe I'll get a little smarter and know what all the words are. So I remember a little bit how nice I had feeling with the blue book that has the torn cover when I read it. That's why I'm gonna keep trying to get smarter so I can have that feeling again. It's a good feeling to know things and to be smart. I wish I had it right now. If I did, I would sit down and read all the time. Anyway, I bet I'm the first dumb person in the world who ever found out something important for science. I remember I did something, but I don't remember what. So I guess it's like I did it for all the dumb people like me. Goodbye, Miss Kenyon, Dr. Strauss, and everyone. And postscript, please tell Dr. Nemur not to be such a grouch when people laugh at him, and he would have more friends. It's easy to make friends if you let people laugh at you. Of course, that's not true, but for him right now, I'm gonna to have lots of friends wherever I go. Again, postscript, please, if you get chance, put some flowers on Algernon grave in the backyard. And that's where we get our title for the story, Flowers for Algernon. So, any questions so far, guys, about the reading comprehension?
Yes, I have a question, but not
Yes, Mohammed?
I just want to say something to
Yes.
make sure of it. Is Catholics are in their religion they are not allowed to eat meat on Friday?
No, they are.
Really? I heard someone
Catholic,
say that.
Orthodox, all of these are branches of,
Catholics.
yes, Catholics, Orthodox, all of these are branches of Christianity and they are allowed to eat meat. Okay? Yet they are not just allowed to eat meat during fasting days. We fasted during 1 month, Ramadan, yet they fast for 50 days. And while fasting, they are not allowed to eat anything with a soul, like meat, chicken, eggs, anything like that. So they eat and drink, but they just do not drink anything or eat anything that contains salt. It's not about Friday. Jewish, on the other hand, are not allowed to eat fish on Saturday. They
Jewish?
do not. Yes,
Why?
because at their time, okay, our God told them not to go hunt on Saturday, and they played smart, so they would just put the nets in the water on Friday and collect them on Saturday. That's why our God changed them into an apes, and of course, all those who became apes died. Okay, they stayed for 3 days and died. So it's just in the tale that they are not allowed to uh, drink or to eat fish, sorry, on Saturday. If my phone is ringing.
Okay.
Okay.
في القرآن.
Yes, Khalid. Any other question?
Nothing.
All right.
Teacher,
So
can I in the next session present my
yes,
project?
yes, you can, and you will. It's really strange. I can't find my phone. Okay, so complete the following items from what we have already read. Number one, who is Algernon, and why is he very important in the reading comprehension? So, who is Algernon?
Can I answer?
Yes, Muhammad.
He's a mouse that died, and he had the operation before.
Okay, so first of all, Algernon is a lab mouse. So he is very important because he had the same operation that Charlie Gordon had, and he became very smart mouse. And he was used. He also was used to train Charlie. And question number two: what is the goal of the operation Dr. Strauss performs on Charlie? Hassim?
Yes, teacher.
What is the goal of the operation Dr. Strauss performs on Charlie?
Can I?
Okay, Muhammad.
Big brain, triple IQ.
Yeah, triple IQ. That's it. So the goal for the operation is to triple his IQ and to make him a genius. And number three, what are three ways the operation changes Charlie's life? Think of as many as you can. Three ways that changed Charlie's life for good. Anyone?
He died.
No, he did not.
He writes the last book and leaves.
Nice. So he wrote the Algernon Jordan effect. So he made a research in the science. So he could contributed to science. That's something that is not very easy. Number two, he became a genius that other people started to envy him. What else? He started to grow emotions for Miss Kenyon. Number three, he learned a lot of languages that would allow him to speak various languages and read many books. He became so genius that people started to hate him and become afraid of him, so he left his job. So all of these happened because of the operation. And number four, what happened or what happens to Algernon in May and June? Hamad Al-Falah, are you with us? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, I believe I had a problem with the internet. So once again, what happens to Algernon in May and June? So his brain starts to deteriorate, and finally he passed away. And what happens to Charlie at the end of the story? Unfortunately, he started to forget things, and later he just became dumb once again. And those are the answers. Please write them, and you can just take screenshots if you want. Any question?